Is it time to buy or sell Apple stock? In this video, we are diving deep into Apple. Our initial report was published on our website on Friday, the 8th of August, 2025, and now we are here to provide you with an even more detailed analysis. Remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell to stay updated on our latest analysis. You do not want to miss any crucial updates that could impact your investments. Enhance your trading decisions by trying our newly launched AI stock analysis tool powered by GPT-4 at StockInvest.us. Tap into the power of AI and receive free price predictions and deep analysis for any one of 45,000 companies worldwide today. Please note that this video is for informational purposes only and should not be considered as financial advice. Since the 6th of August, 2025, our system has categorized Apple as a hold accumulate, assigning it a score of 0. Let's examine the stock's performance during this time frame. Throughout this period, the stock has exceeded our expectations, achieving a gain of approximately 7.55% since we initially recommended purchasing Apple 3 days ago. This equates to an average return of about 2.52% per day since it was designated as hold accumulate. A score of 0 suggests that our system predicts significant volatility and risk for the upcoming trading day. Considering the recent developments, we find ourselves unable to ascertain the stock's next direction, as it could fluctuate in either direction. The stock has broken the weak rising short-term trend upward, indicating an even stronger rate of increase. Should there be any pullback, support will now be found at the ceiling of the current trend, which was broken at $223.51. This level may present a second opportunity for significant gains. According to fan theory, $243.77 will be the next potential peak level, thus establishing a resistance level that may not be breached on the first attempt. The current 3-month trend suggests a potential change of approximately 5.15% over the next 3 months, with possible returns ranging between negative 6.81% and positive 2.47%. Looking at the longer term, our 12-month analysis indicates an expected change of negative 11.68%. Based on our calculations, the stock's performance could vary from negative 37.71% to negative 7.74% over the next year. In current terms, this would place the future price somewhere between $142.85 and $211.59. Our latest daily update for Apple presents the headline: Apple stock downgraded from buy candidate to hold accumulate following the trading session on Friday. The Apple stock price increased by 4.24% on the last trading day, which was Friday, the 8th of August, 2025, rising from $220.03 to $229.35. This marks 3 consecutive days of gains. It'll be intriguing to observe whether the stock continues its upward trajectory or takes a brief pause in the coming days. During the last trading day, the stock fluctuated by 5.35%, with a low of $219.25 and a high of $230.99. Over the past 2 weeks, the stock has seen a total gain of 7.23%. The trading volume increased on the last day alongside the price, which is a favorable technical indicator, with a total of 23 million more shares traded than the previous day. In total, 111 million shares changed hands, amounting to approximately $25.4 billion. Looking at the past 52 weeks, the highest price for the stock reached $260.10, while the lowest was $169.21. Currently, the price stands 11.82%, or $30.75, below the 52-week high of $260.10, which is also the highest price ever recorded for this stock. Apple Inc. is experiencing significant momentum in the market, highlighted by a remarkable 13% rise in stock value this week, its largest weekly gain in over 5 years. This surge follows CEO Tim Cook's recent visit to the White House, where he announced a commitment to invest $100 billion in American companies and parts over the next 4 years. This move not only reflects a strong corporate strategy aimed at bolstering domestic production, but is projected to save Apple approximately $107 billion in costs. Investors are reacting positively, particularly as broader U.S. equity markets show gains driven by anticipation of possible interest rate cuts. Analysts are increasingly confident in Apple's long-term growth, fueled by upcoming product launches including the iPhone 17 Air and next-generation AI-powered devices. However, there are concerns regarding Apple's perceived lack of visibility in the artificial intelligence race, which could affect investor sentiment if not addressed. In the short term, stock prices could continue to rise as optimism grows around Apple's strategic commitments and product innovations. However, the longer-term impact will depend heavily on how well the company navigates the AI landscape and executes its expansive plans without unforeseen costs. Overall, Apple's proactive investment strategies and potential for product innovation position it well for both immediate market gains and sustained growth. Analyst ratings. On Thursday, the 7th of August, 2025, it was reported that Wedbush assigned Apple a rating of outperform with a recommendation to hold. On the same day, UBS also rated Apple as positive with a recommendation to hold. On Tuesday, the 29th of July, 2025, Goldman Sachs rated Apple with a buy recommendation alongside a hold. On Friday, the 18th of July, 2025, Jefferies rated Apple as a hold, accompanied by an upgrade recommendation. On that same day, UBS rated Apple as a hold, with a continued recommendation to hold. Analysts have assigned Apple stock a general neutral rating. They categorize the price-to-earnings ratio as a sell and the price-to-book ratio as strong sell. However, when it comes to return on investment, the analysts award the stock a strong buy rating. The following signals have been identified for Apple. The Apple stock shows buy signals from both short and long-term moving averages, indicating a positive outlook for the stock. Additionally, a general buy signal is present since the short-term average is positioned above the long-term average. In the event of a downward correction, support will be provided by the levels at 211.26 and 209.45. A decline below either of these levels will trigger sell signals. A buy signal emerged from a pivot bottom point on the 1st of August, 2025, and since then, the stock has increased by 13.33%. Further growth is expected until a new top pivot is established. Volume has been rising alongside the price, which is considered a favorable technical indicator. However, some negative signals have also been noted, which could affect the near-term developments. Furthermore, there is currently a sell signal from the 3-month Moving Average Convergence Divergence, or MACD. Here are some other signals you might find interesting. Moving Average Convergence Divergence, sell signal. Pivots, buy signal 6 days ago. Bollinger, buy signal 1 day ago. Short-term moving average, buy signal 4 days ago. Long-term moving average, buy signal 4 days ago. The relation between the short and the long moving averages, buy signal 2 days ago. If we look at the 12-month chart, we see short moving average, buy signal 4 days ago. The long-term moving average, buy signal 4 days ago. The relation between the short and the long moving averages, buy signal 14 days ago. Remember to visit our page at StockInvest.us if you want to discover more signals. Let's discuss support, risk, and stop loss for Apple. On the downside, the stock finds support just below today's level from accumulated volume at $213.25 and $202.38. There is an inherent risk when a stock is testing a support level, as breaking this could result in a decline to the next support level. In this situation, Apple has support just below today's level at $213.25. If this level is breached, the next support from accumulated volume will be at $202.38 and $201. This stock typically trades at a substantial volume, and with minor daily fluctuations, the risk is deemed to be low. Over the last day, the stock moved $11.74, which is a 5.35% change between the high and low. For the past week, the stock has experienced an average daily volatility of 3.35%. Before we dive into the possible good trading levels for Apple, let's quickly cover some essential fundamental data. First, the price-to-earnings ratio, or PE ratio. This crucial ratio measures a company's current share price relative to its per-share earnings. This is a relatively normal PE ratio, often seen in businesses with long track records or predictable revenues. In other news, the next earnings report for the third quarter of the year 2025 is expected on the 30th of October, 2025. Analysts' consensus estimates are at $1.73. Keep an eye on these numbers. as they can greatly impact stock prices. Now let's discuss some potential day trading levels for Apple. There is no significant resistance from accumulated volume above, indicating that the stock could move upwards swiftly under the right conditions. In this scenario, you may consider entering a position and using volume metrics to determine the right time to exit. On the downside, Apple encounters its first support level at $213.25. If this support level holds, it could present a good entry point, anticipating a rebound. The combined average rating for Apple from multiple analyst sources is neutral. Now, let's examine some recent insider trades. On the 25th of July, 2025, Khan Sabi conducted an insider buy of 0 shares of common stock. On the 25th of July, 2025, Khan Sabi conducted an insider buy of 0 shares of common stock. On the 25th of July, 2025, Khan Sabi conducted an insider buy of 43,901 shares of restricted stock units. On the 12th of May, 2025, Kondo Chris conducted an insider sell of 4,486 shares of common stock. On the 23rd of April, 2025, Parek Kevin conducted an insider sell of 4,570 shares of common stock. Based on the 100 most recent insider trades, we've calculated the insider power to be negative, with a ratio of negative 30.639. Overall, insiders purchased 955,888 shares and sold 1,862,391 shares in the last 100 trades. Our recommended stop loss is set at $221.09, reflecting a decrease of 3.6%. This stock exhibits low daily fluctuations, resulting in a low-risk profile. A buy signal has emerged from a pivot bottom identified 5 days ago. Is Apple stock a good buy? Apple presents several positive indicators. However, we do not find these sufficient to classify it as a buy candidate. At the present level, it should be viewed as a hold candidate, which means either holding or accumulating shares while waiting for further developments. Due to some minor weaknesses in the technical landscape, we have adjusted our analysis conclusion for this stock since the last evaluation. Moving from a buy recommendation to a hold status. After evaluating the volatility and movements from the most recent trading day, our systems indicate that the current price is overvalued. For trading on Monday, the 11th of August, we anticipate that Apple will open lower by $2.82, beginning trading at $226.53. We remind you that trading involves a high risk of losing money, and it is advisable to consult with a financial advisor before buying or selling any securities. Your investment decisions should not solely rely on StockInvest.us. By utilizing this information, you acknowledge and accept responsibility for your own investment choices. This is our current view of the stock. Do you agree or disagree? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. What is your target for the stock? Remember to like and subscribe. We wish you successful trading and hope you have a wonderful day, with warm regards from all of us here at Stock Invest.